Okay, so I'm on the schedule view and just want to give you an overview of what you can do here with the schedule. So if you see the ones in green, those mean that they are completed, and a check mark means that it's signed by a therapist. If it's blue, it means that the note has started, meaning that it's been edited in some way, but it's not been signed or marked as completed. And then those that are gray means that they have been scheduled, but nothing has happened. So um, a couple quick things. Let's open up one of the assigned notes. So you can see here that whatever was marked, and of course, there's not a lot marked here because this is my test account, but you can see kind of the different things that are available here. You can finalize note. The therapist that creates the note, this one's already been signed by me. It could be co-signed. So if your team requires you to co-sign, like maybe a supervisor, that can be done as long as you are on a team account. Otherwise, you will just be able to sign your own note. You can download the note or notes, or you can make it inactive. So deleting usually only works if the note is not signed. Okay, let's look at one that has not been signed. Oh, so this is a good one to look at. This one was created by another therapist, and I'm looking at that. And the reason that I can see that from my end is because I'm on a team account, and this person is someone that I supervise. So this would be one that I could say, hey, you need to finish up this note and sign it, and that way I can come back and co-sign it. But you can see up here, it is linked to a plan of care. I won't go into that right now, but just look at the plan of care video so you can see how evaluations are linked to plan of cares and how plan of cares are linked to session notes and scheduling. So because it is linked, I can see how many of my sessions have been completed, and it looks like both of them are teacher consultation. I have 2 in progress, meaning that one of those is an OT note and one has been marked as other, and it means it hasn't been signed. That's why it's over here in progress, for a total of 30 full minutes here. And I can look down here. It looks like this note has been partially started, but when I look here on, say, some of the short-term goals, none of those have been marked today or on this visit for, the specific metrics. So, but I can see down here that it was started, the caregiver training was provided. I can see here that on session factors, the last date here was March 17th. That was marked for this. And that even works if you don't complete your visits in order, like meaning from furthest back to more recent. So I think that's also why I'm seeing that, but I can see the most recent visit here, if that helps me to create that. It was observed in my session notes, which were very rich that day. So let's look at a new one, and I will show you. Well, let's go ahead and just talk more about the actual schedule. So what I can do is I can also, if I created this one and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Let's actually look at this one. So this one, let's say this is one really similar to what I usually do. If I want to, I could duplicate this appointment. Now, if you notice right beside it, there's the signed one, and then now there's the duplicated one. Of course, I would never want to have a duplicated appointment at the same time, but what that allows me to do is I can drag it to the day and time where I saw them, and then I can open it up and then make the changes here. So you can see again, I drug it there. So let's say that normally this is what I would do, and I can just go back into any of these notes and I can update them based on the real data for that specific day and then sign up. And that just kind of helps you to move through things a little bit quicker. On this one, you can see it says no plan of care linked. So I may have to click there just to make sure that the goals for this plan of care are showing here. And you can also see, since we're in this one, even though I haven't marked anything for this date yet, I can also see that on March 10th that the accuracy for this goal was 20%. and the assistant was independent, and they also needed verbal cues. So all of those things kind of help you to make sure that you see, how your child is progressing. Okay, so I can update my session there if I want to. If I wanted to create a whole new bunch of sessions for someone, maybe someone just came on my caseload, let's say it's Almost Wizard, great name, and I'm going to sign up for, let's say, group therapy and 30 minutes. And then I'm going to scroll down here because I am just scheduling at this point, and I want to have it for weekly. But let's say I just want to have it for, actually, let's do it for Fridays at this time. And I only want to do it for 2 weeks. And it'll automatically populate that. I can create a recurring session for that. And it's going to ask me, do you want to overlap? Because maybe there's another appointment. So now you see it kind of created this one. So also, if I've decided that Slate on this one, I'm going to move him into a group therapy session, and I'm just going to update that a little bit. And then I'm going to move him right here at the same time there we go. So now you can see how it created that group therapy. You can put multiple kids into the same slot, and that's how it will look. And then when you get to the point where you're ready to write the note, you just click on each one separately, and you, add whatever notes in here and then update. So also one other thing to look at. So if you want to see your total number of scheduled or appointments, you can also look in your student tab. So I'm going to look at student tab, and I'm going to look at, let's see, we will look at Han Solo. So I go to my students tab and I look at Han Solo right here. And if I look at appointments, I can see not only his upcoming appointments that have been scheduled. And so if I look at this, all of these are scheduled. And then these are actually the sessions that have been completed or have started. Now you can also see across here that this one didn't have a CPT code, which is fine if you're not in the educational unit, or if you're just doing medical, obviously you want a code. And if you're in IEP provider, you're not going to use those. But whenever the duration is set to 0, you will see a flag. And that way you just sort of know that might be something that you need to fix. Same thing for notes. This one says, it was marked as completed, but there were no notes. But it was signed. So that's a flag. So that way you can sort of make sure that you're making corrections. If you click here, it'll just show you any of the notes that are flagged. Again, there's 2 different ways to look at it. You can look at it this way, or you can look at it as more of a tabular report. And then also we have filter options here, which would just be able to look a little bit closer with a start and end date. Okay, let's go out of here. Okay, and the last thing with the schedule is you can look at your daily view, your weekly view, or you can view by month. You can also add appointments and create your documentation directly from the scheduling tab here.